Hey, Ruth Ann. The most amazing and astonishing thing happened to me last night. Unbelievable. In my world, just so many awesome, mysterious occurrences have been happening lately. And no explanation except for just, anyway, the explanation is so I can have something to share with you. But I had someone come and lift up all of my DVD collection. I mean, I told them they could borrow, and they took every last one of them. And I haven't been sitting around moping about it, but I did finally, after going on this escapade last week to a couple of thrift stores, I said, there's piles of movies, maybe. I picked two out, and it just so happens that I watched both of them, and one was Marilyn Monroe in some movie called How to Marry a Millionaire, which was okay. But then last night I watched this movie called Chocolate. I don't know if you should pronounce it like the Frenchies do, chocolat. I don't know how they do it, but it was supposed to be this town in France, and it was a good movie. I'm just saying. Everybody there went to church and tried to do right all the time, do the right thing. And this lady with her daughter comes into town and opens this little chocolate shop, and everybody, especially the mayor, first of all, just the mayor gets it in his mind that she's like the devil and bad. So he tries to get everyone against the lady. And his plan doesn't work because obviously she's just there to be nice and be friendly and want people to enjoy their life. And somehow, also a weird occurrence to me last night was I lost my phone right before I was getting ready to go to bed. Oh God, it drove me so, I don't want to say crazy, but yeah, like I'm used to having it by my bed at night. That was a miracle. Finding it was a miracle. This morning, I had something to cook, a roast, a tenderloin of pork, and I had forgotten to do it yesterday. And so first thing this morning, I didn't know what time it was because I use my phone, to know the time. So I just had to be at peace. Last night, what I remember most about last night was loving all these comfy, thick blankets on my bed. I was so comfortable and toasty warm. And so, anyways, I wake up this morning. I have that movie on my mind some, and I'm thinking, the theme that is in my head is I'm supposed to be enjoying my life right now. Yes. But also myself paralleling with that woman, paralleling as in, making a life better, making people's lives better, just by being who she was, and having the daughter. I got a daughter, and anyway, it's a good movie. I would highly recommend seeing that movie. It's also just full of chocolate. So if you love chocolate, or if you love France, if you love older movies, if you love Johnny Depp, or Kate Bishop, she was in The English Patient, if anyone remembers that movie. She is a really nice looking lady. She reminds me of Julia Roberts a little bit. So she's a good actress. There's the other girl in the movie that was like, she was getting beat up, abused by her husband. And yes, she was a good actress. And I just liked all this. This is what really inspires me about some movies I see. If I like the set designs and the costumes they're wearing, so the clothes these people wore, everything in this movie, I mean, it would go down in history as I used to love Driving Miss Daisy. Same reason. It was a good movie, first of all, but the time period it was set in, and just all the stuff. I loved looking at all the stuff in the movie. So yeah, enough about that movie. The miracle that occurred this morning. I said, oh, let me go ahead and jump onto that roast first thing. And I read the directions. It said put it on a rack in a shallow roasting pan. You know, simple, straightforward directions. And I got out my pan and I had a rack. And I said, let me get some tin foil so I don't have to clean the pan up. It won't make a huge mess that I don't want to deal with. So I opened up the little drawer where I keep my tin foil. There was my cell phone. I had literal, it probably happened during the drama that I was having with my daughter last night. We had a huge World War drama between the two of us. Oh, I was so pissed. And oh, so was she. We was throwing hands last night. It was like World War. And I was like, you're not going to talk to me, Missy, like this anymore. And she was like threatening to kick my ass, and I was threatening to kick her ass, okay? And sometimes parenting, it can get that heated, just depending on your sets of circumstances, all right? And she was, you know, at the end of the day, she thought it was all about who was going to win. And that she, you know, she had to win. And I was like, oh, hell no. No, Missy, no. That's what you have to be as a parent. You have to be a parent. It's a parent that you are the one in control of the household, if you're the parent. And hopefully you don't have to come to blows or calling the police or something crazy. But no. Anyway, enough about that. I do think that I got really pissed last night, and I had to ask God to please forgive me once again. I was just like, I've had it with you, young lady. Even after our big blow up started to dissipate, I still was like, I'm done with you. Do you know how much your BS I have been putting up with for so long? You talking smack to me and then complain about how I nag you and tell you all bad things about yourself. You know, classic gaslighting technique, and she don't even know that's what she's doing. But literal, the things that come out her mouth that she says I'm doing, I'm like, that's the things that she is doing. But I get pissed. I think it all started over some bad schoolwork, and I know that she can do better. And I know that if she were to make the effort, instead of me nagging, if she wanted to get her schoolwork done, she could probably be a straight A, awesome, amazing student, because she's smart, and she listens, and she can memorize stuff. Anyway, I think my phone has too much stuff on it, and it's like the camera seems very blurry to me. Either that or it's my own eyeballs, my eyesight. Maybe it's time to buy a new phone or clear out the memory of this one. I don't know. I need to get an actual clock, though. That's what, for my bedroom. I needs me a clock. Tick-tock. Supposedly no snow today. It's absolutely a clear, beautiful looking day outside. They had predicted we might be getting some winter weather, but I think guess who prevailed? Me, I did. I prayed, Lord, please, enough with the cold temperatures. I don't want no more cold winter, horrible, freezing temperatures. I can't take it no more, Lord. And anyway, I don't need to stay on here for the rest of the day because it's like getting on to 10 minutes plus. I'm going to practice on my music, and I might have a podcast later in the day, but I don't have any recording equipment. So for 2026, I guess my podcasts will have to be, I'll just take notes, and then I'll share here on my YouTube channel. But I'm supposed to have my guest is going to be Roger Hill, from Twiggs County, a musician. That's all I'm really going to share right now. And I'm getting a pipe today. I don't know if I share it with you people that I have a weird desire to smoke a pipe. I know that's so bizarre. I don't ever know of any women. I know women have gotten into cigar smoking, you know, as this whole feminist movement thing has, you know what I'm saying, it's gone into full, it's all the way rolled up, like women try to be men. I really do not like it when I see trucks, and I saw one the other day that's got the little cutesy stickers that said, silly boys, trucks are for girls, and yeah, this is my truck, and they got pink, you know, accessories on their vehicle. Frankly, I just don't find that to be very ladylike, to be honest. Like, you don't have to flaunt that kind of stuff. If you want to ride around in a truck, more power to you. But you know, I got a thing against women. You know why? Because I've tried to be friends with several of them, and I found out women are freaking crazy, okay? And probably it might have something to do with the fact they don't respect men. There, I said it. And maybe men, not all of them deserve it. True fact. But as a whole, I find it to be true that men have been given the kind of brain intended to be leadership brain. And their God-given role on the planet is to be masculine and provider of the home and all that stuff that Charlie Kirk tried to tell everybody. And glory bless, he was a martyr, straight up. And yesterday, sometimes I start, my focus just becomes so, I'm on the way to heaven, and I was like, it'd be so nice if my car would just start gradually rolling up a hill, and I get to coast on into heaven. Don't even die. Just ride up in my little Honda Pilot up into heaven, and I'm ready to go, Lord. I'm ready. And I pray I'm going to heaven. I believe I'm going to heaven, because I did accept a free gift of salvation. That was the simplest, that's all it is to it. It's not about your good works. Yes, you should do good works, but that's not what's getting you into heaven. And you're not better than someone else, okay? Word to the wise, Mr. or Miss Christian, that has somehow gotten some kind of weird vibe going that you think you're better than someone else. That's why, I guess, I mean, technically, you're better off than someone else. True. You're better off. You're not better than. But you've got your eternal salvation secured. And that is a gift. A glorious gift that should be shared. And that's why when I think I got born again, I was just like, why are people not standing on the street corner shouting out this message? Well, I know why, because the world has been deceived and you're going to be called a kook and mostly probably laughed at. That's why I'm not out doing that, because anyway, I really did think maybe I should be a street preacher. And if I was a street preacher, all I would say is, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and thou shalt be saved. Because that's the most important message in the whole book, in the whole Bible. If you don't have it in you to look into the Bible and read the Bible, or go into a church and listen to the pastor, and do you really, really, really want to get straight with God? Because you have the understanding that you are a sinner. That's all there is to it. So simple. I got a cat about to throw up. I gotta go. Have a great day.